today we're going to talk about several more businesses, and these are going to all revolve around pets and kids. So many people have dogs, they have cats, they have animals that need to be taken care of. And I'll give you an example. 2 months from now, we're going on a cruise. So 2 months from now, we've got friends that love our dog, that they don't charge us to take care of our dog, but that's like for a week every whenever times we go away. But then there's people, many people, who have an animal of some sort, and if you've ever had a dog or a cat, they're your children. You love them to death. They give you less grief than all your kids combined, and so on. Well, if you have a pet that's needs to be walked, you don't have the availability of doggy doors. This dog needs to be walked. Dog needs more attention than other animals. People pay. It's unbelievable how many people will pay someone just to come and visit their pet. Make sure that they're fed. An add-on would be I'll walk the dog. An add-on would be I'll clean up the dog's poop once a week. I'll pick up while I'm out. I'll pick up food once a month or whatever the the time frame is. If it's a day when the dog or the cat, I'm saying dog because I'm a dog guy, but needs to go to the vet. You can take the dog on that day and take him to the vet, pick him back, pick him back up or stay with him, of course. The point is, the pet industry is humongous. And I mean, literally, there's, if you go to a pet store, how much pet clothing is there in a store? Think about it. You used to go to the dog store, and there was dog food, and there's bones and a couple million different toys. Now you have every accessory, raincoats for the dogs, booties for the dogs, and there are people literally that are making good money designing, knitting, making clothes, accessories for animals, not just dogs. There are people that are making a fortune making gourmet pet treats. Literally, that means it's like they're cooking cookies for their kids, only they're cooking, pet-friendly cookies, treats. It's like, I'm begging for bacon bits. Think about it. Why would they say I'm begging for bacon bits? Because it's us that they're selling to. You look at all these different things. They look like hot dogs. They look like hot dogs in buns. They look like bacon bits. They're selling to us. So go in a store, you'll see that there are all kinds of treats that look like something you or I would like. The marketing is done that way because it is a monster business. And if you can make something really healthy for someone that dog or cat or whatever really likes, it's another add-on to a business. Go online and look up some of these things. Look up how much it costs for somebody to come once a week, twice a week, whatever, to pick up poop in a yard where the kids are running around. They don't want their kids stepping in it. You can make literally $50, $60, $70, $80 a day easily in a few hours. I'm not talking about all day, doing just the poop side of this thing. It's amazing what can be made. People just don't understand. So, I just actually said something wrong. If you do 3 houses a day picking up poop, and in an hour, I mean, that's $30 in an hour, $35 depending upon your area. And if you work for 4 hours, you're almost making $100 and some dollars. So what I'm trying to say to you is this: saying that you don't have enough money, you need to make money, that may not be the most, I'm using the worst of the bunch, picking up the poop, may not be the most glamorous thing, but let me tell you something, you can make good money doing these things. Let's switch over to kids. And it's not just kids here, but celebrations, making cakes, cookies, baking for celebrations. If you have the reputation amongst your friends that you are a really good baker and you can make things custom and so on, you can build one heck of a business. Again, I could talk to you a long time about these things, but you can find a lot of information online. It's very easy to follow and so on. If you're in tune with children and you have, I'll give you an example. We have a neighborhood thing that comes in my email, and it's for several of the neighborhoods in the area where I live. And yesterday, when I got home, there was an ad on there that somebody had a kid that was having trouble with math, middle school, and he needed help, and he was willing to pay $15 an hour for somebody to come in. Now, $15 an hour is better than most people make on their job. It's totally flexible. It's not one of the higher paying jobs that we talk about here. But you know what? That could be your thing, and you can make a difference in a kid's life. Let's get to the younger children. As I've gotten older and we have, 10 grandchildren, when they're young, you need to child-proof your home, because we're empty nesters, kids are out, and then the grandkids come, and you get the drift. They stand up, and they're first times, and they go right into the edge of the tables, and the first time you're not watching, they're in your cabinets. So child-proofing a house, which is very easy to do, even if you go to Lowe's or Home Depot or somewhere, they have these things. You don't have to go to specialty stores anymore. They have all kinds of things that are easy to do, but there are many people that if you hand them a screwdriver, they look at it like it's a high-tech machine, and they don't know how to use them. They don't know how to use a drill, and so on. So child-proofing someone's home can keep you busy. Again, as we've talked about over and over, marketing is what it's about, just keeping the word out there, keeping the referrals, working with, social media and so on. You'd be very, very, very surprised with what you can do with any of these businesses when you market them right. Babysitting, obvious. I came from my youngest son's house yesterday, and you may know from one of the other videos that we had Jordan on. And I was talking with Jordan, and she's the one who does the painting on the curbs and is making very good money doing that. So I'm walking out of his house, and Jordan's walking up the driveway, and I know that Matt's going out and he's visiting with some people with his family, and she's there to babysit. I don't know, I used to get 50 cents to babysit. These kids are getting $12 and $15, and they're 17, 18-year-old kids. It's like amazing to me. It's like, I don't think my kids would ever have a babysitter if I had to pay that much money. Party planning for kids. If you've got that knack, let me tell you, it's almost like with the dogs. The parents make these elaborate parties. The kid's a year old, he'll never remember it. 2 years old, probably won't remember it. And they spend hundreds of dollars on these parties. I guess because when my kids were young, I was flat broke a lot of different times. And it was like, I got 4 kids, and if I had to do these $200-300 parties that they do nowadays and more, but if that's your thing, if you know how to, have fun and plan it and put it together, it doesn't mean you have to show up as a clown, and it doesn't even necessarily mean that you have to show up and be there the whole time. People need help planning it, getting all the stuff. There's all different levels of things that you can do. This is one that I don't think I ever thought would happen, but it's really become a big business. And that's a child's personal trainer. How many times? It makes me crazy. All you see the kid exercising is their lungs when they breathe and their fingers when they're pushing the buttons on their equipment. They don't go out and play, they don't ride bikes. So many kids are overweight or completely out of shape because they don't do any kind of exercise. And there are unbelievable how many child personal trainers there are that forces the kid. You won't be the kid's best friend, okay, for a while. You may be after a while, but personal trainers for children is a really big business. Mom's Taxi. Mom's Taxi used to be mom because mom was home and the husband worked. Now mom's working, husband's working, or any variety of what I'm trying to say. No husband, wife's a single mother, et cetera, or vice versa. Kids need to be taken places, not just doctor's appointments. they're in karate and they're in, in this club and that club. And children's transportation services is something that requires, obviously, as all these things do, trust on the behalf of the family. But once one family uses you and they know that they can trust you, they know you're reliable, they know your car's good. It doesn't mean you have to have a fancy car. It's just that you're there all the time, so they don't have to worry about the child. You would not believe how much business there is out there for this also. So anyway, that's just this segment. I wanted to talk about kids and pets, and we'll see you in another one of these segments where we talk about different areas. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.